Hello, and welcome to another presentation. This week, I'll be talking about finding your creative self. And yeah, I'll be looking at it from a different view, I guess. I don't know. Tell me what you think. We're going to be looking at what is called the Johari Window. If you've heard about it, I'm going to put a twist to it in how that can work in creating your creative self. And then if you haven't heard it, I will definitely explain as we go. So brace yourselves. How many times have you told people, I'm an open book? What you see is what you get. It's something that people say with like some pride. People are happy to say that they're open books, but really, is anybody an open book? Are you truly an open book? And this is what Johari Window tries to explain, that there's nobody who's an open book, even if you wanted it to be like that. So there's four quadrants in the illustration of what the Johari window is all about, what the model is about. The first, it's about how you know yourself, basically. That's what it is. And in the arts or in creativity, in living your life, there's things that people say, we all know that. And when they say it, you agree. So, for example, they can say, well, we all know that you like pizza, or we all know that you love painting with color, or we all know that you are a neat freak. All the things that people say, we all know that, those fall into that first category of open, where it's known to others and known to yourself. So you know it, other people know it, and when they say it, you agree. The next part is the blind part. And this one is where it's only known to yourself and to others. Not known to yourself, but is known to others. So this is where people say, do you know that when you lie, you twitch an eye? And you're like, no, I don't. And you're like, I know myself better than anybody. But there's stuff about you that you do subconsciously that you don't see until somebody brings it to light. So, with all these aspects of Johari window model, there's a point where it can move. Everything can move from all these other three to the first quadrant, to the open. But you have to sort of accept it for it to be in the open. Otherwise, if you're a person where people can't tell you things, or they feel that when they tell you something that you're unaware of, you become defensive. So they're not going to tell you, they're just going to watch you. So, for example, if you are artistic in terms of maybe you like to scribble things when you're bored, you like to doodle, and people notice it, but because the way you do it, it's secretive, or you do it as a nervous tick, then people will say, hmm, she does that or he does that when he's nervous. So they watch you, and sometimes they might not say it. However, when people do say it to you, sometimes you can introspect and say, hey, how can I bring this to the open part of your life and really embrace it so that it becomes part of your expression, your self-expression, particularly creative self-expression. The next part is what we call only I know that, right? And this is the hidden aspect of your life. It's not known to others, but it's known to yourself. And we all have a secret compartment in our lives. And this is that area where I almost always say there's no one called an open book, because we do have secrets we keep to ourselves. Weird secrets. So, for example, I don't know if I know there's quite a number of people, when you look at maybe a pattern on a wall or even a tree, and you see a face or an outline of something that looks familiar, a lot of people think that that's like a secret thing to hide, because they're like, wow, I can see a face on the bark of a tree. That's weird. And you never really, you can share it with other people, or you can just choose to just say, no, this is a secret of mine. There are people who are great writers, but they're afraid. And when they read the stories that they write, they know that this is a good story, but it will always become hidden because, they downplay how great they are. And I feel that for a lot of people, the aspects in the hidden quadrant, part of this model, are those ones when they come to the open, people feel like I've got imposter syndrome, or people keep those gifts, those talents, those creative expressions under wraps because they feel that I can't do it as good as other people can. I would feel like an imposter. It's not really my thing, even though you do it and you keep it secret. So that's the third one. Then the fourth one now. When I first learned the Johari window, it was at the Scripture Union camp. So they called it the God window. I still call it a God window nonetheless, because you discover it in weird places. You don't, and it can come uh, at times where you least think that you can discover something. Right. So I always give this example of when I went to a camp and I was 9 years or 11 years old. And there were so many games. There was canoeing, there was paintballing, and there was archery. I had been to so many camps before that, but I'd never done archery. And I was watching people do it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And someone said, hey, come and try it out. And I was like, I know it's fine. I don't want to do that. And I'm not good at it. And the coach, the person who was training people, said, Hannah, how do you know you're not good at archery? Have you tried it? I said, no, I just know I'm not. He's like, okay, can you give it 3 tries before you say you're not? So he teaches me how to hold the bow and pull, 3 fingers, and where to place the arrow and everything. And I was closest to bullseye. Actually, on the third go, I did hit bullseye. I'm good in archery. I haven't done it ever since. I mean, I would really like to try it again. But at 11, I discovered something about myself I had never known. And I had not given myself the opportunity to try it because I assumed it's for other people. And so you also have what we call latent gifts within you that you will discover only if you find yourself in the right place and time for that discovery to be made. And you've got people who support you, like, just try. And there are people who say, no, I'm so bad at trying new things. Be careful of saying those words because you might actually stop yourself from discovering your best self or the talent, the most creative part of you that could help you create your own creative life. So there it is. Those are the 4 aspects of the Johari window model. You're open, the blind, the known, the hidden, and the unknown. All of these are there for you to explore. I think I've said this before. There's a lot of people who think, no, I'm not creative enough, or I don't have creativity because they think I'm boring. Each and every human being, as far as I'm concerned, has some level of creativity, whether it's your hands, your mind, your feet, your mouth, the way you see things, the way you smell things, anything, one of your senses. You've got a way that you live creatively, but you might not be doing it consciously. And you need to move from just being hidden and unknown to being open for your creative life to manifest itself in its wholesomeness. So, at the end of the day, I hope that you can really open up your blind spots, your hidden spots, and discover your unknown spots. So, the blind and the hidden, those ones are about opening up your heart and your mind, your soul to them. But the unknown, you can only know them if you travel, if you try out new things. You never know until you try. So, this is the presentation is about how you basically, yes, your creative self. We're still going on with the series of Creatively Done. How do you create your best self using the Johari window? And I would challenge you this week or from today onwards, always when people say something about you that you don't recognize about yourself, don't be defensive, don't be angry, don't also, I'm not saying just accept it, like, oh yeah, so when people say, oh, you're such a mess or hot mess, or don't just accept everything, but take it in and assess it and say, how far is this true? And then if you're hiding a gift that you have, ask yourself why if life really is short, why do you want to sell yourself short? Yourself, really, with the hidden aspect, it's usually self-sabotage. Just ask yourself, how would my life be better or worse if I could share this aspect of myself? And I promise you, most probably you're going to be better. Why? Because you will be happier. It's not about what people say. Oh no, society, not today. Those are my words whenever I feel like, oh, I want to try something new, but what will people say? I always say, oh no, society, not today. Do not be conformed to things that do not bring you joy and do not allow you to create fully your creative life. And with the unknown, unfortunately, that's not in your hands. The creator, God, is the one who's going to reveal it in your right time. But you also have to put some effort. If people invite you to do things, try it out. Why not? So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. From my heart to yours, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. And please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't be shy to visit opiniocreativity.org, where our website where all our exciting programs are showcased. And if you've got any questions, just get the details from there. Until next time, bye.